everybody, this is Beth McCullough. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Iowa in the United States, and I'm here every Tuesday night at 7 Central with my sweet husband Steve. Are you there, Steve?
I am.
He's here, yay!
Okay.
So we're working with new technology, so he's busy doing that. But last Tuesday night, someone challenged him to making a fun fold. So last Wednesday at noon, he made a fun fold. How was that, Steve?
Nerve-wracking.
Nerve-wracking. So I'm going to make a template for the fun fold from last week, and someone suggested we call it Stevie Wonder Fun Fold.
Stevie Wonderfold.
Stevie Wonderfold. So anyway, so Steve's made one fun fold, but he has it named after him, which is pretty cool. Okay, so today, this is a card made by my sweet friend Linda Lace. She was here visiting, crafting this weekend. And this is called a reverse easel card. And it's a great card because you can do it with any paper and any stamp set, any dies that you have. So I'm going to give you a template and show you an easy way to make it. So I'm going to stretch it all the way out. Here's my template. So you're going to start with a piece of cardstock that's 4 1/4 wide and 11 inches long. Then you're going to do a couple layers of DSP. This top layer, the cardstock is 2.5 by 4, and the DSP, can you see that on the camera? The DSP is 2 1/4 by 3 3/4, so there's just a 1/4 inch layer. And then if you move down here to the bottom half, this layer, the cardstock is 4 inches by 5 1/4, and the DSP is 3 3/4 by 5. So those two layers are part of it. And I started making a card with the beautiful pansy paper. This is called Pansy Petals Designer Series paper. There's all kinds of pretty paper in there. So I did exactly what I said here. I have the cardstock and the DSP layer up here, the cardstock and the DSP layer down here. Then this layer right here is from the Stitch So Sweetly dies. And I actually used the largest die. And the only thing to remember about this part is this is free floating. So you only want to put the glue on this little bit at the top. You don't want to glue the whole thing together. So that's the largest die from Stitch So Sweetly. And if you don't have that die, I was looking to see what else you could use. The Scallop Contours is about the same size. So you could use the second biggest die in place of that if you have this set instead. So we're actually going to make a peach card, so stick around.
Can I give some shout outs while we're kind of
yes, who's here?
Yes, we've got Linda Knight and Jean Hoffman and Holly Paulson and Linda Lace, Tina Gascon, and Ruth Solberger from Melbourne, Australia.
Ruth is awake on Tuesday night. She's so happy that we're doing this on Tuesday night. And Ruth, I'm so happy that you're here. And would you believe it or not, Ruth has sent me a lot of cards over the years, which I treasure. I haven't sent as many, but I have a card for you, Ruth. So I don't know.
Tony is here, and she has already shared. So apparently she heard last time that we were doing if you share, you might get a card.
If you share, you can get a card, and I have a couple choices for you. But Linda Lace, I hope you heard me tell everyone that you made this beautiful card and gave me the idea to do this tonight. Okay, so we have our two cardstock and DSP layers, and then we have our layer that we're not going to glue the whole thing down. Now for the sentiment layer, this cardstock is 1 inch by 4 inches, and I actually popped this layer up. I think Linda popped hers up too. And then for the white layer sentiment, it's going to be 3/4 by 3 3/4. And I went ahead and cut that ahead of time. Here's my little packet for that. And I stamped a little hello from me to you. And that is in the Pansy Patch stamp set. And it's long and skinny, so it's perfect. I stamped this in fresh freesia, and I also put dimensionals on the back. So this card is mainly done in soft succulent and fresh freesia, and then the pansy paper.
So this is Linda's card?
This is the card Linda Lace made.
You know, tell me about the colors on that card.
Okay, this is polished pink and fresh freesia. These are all new in colors this year. Soft succulent and then the evergreen. What's the evergreen called, honey? It's right, the green to your left.
Jade?
No, go lower. Not soft succulent. It's evergreen. Evening evergreen. Soft succulent, polished pink, and fresh freesia. So she used the pansy paper, and then she used the dies, my favorite dies ever. Linda was the one who told me to get these. Do you think I got my money's worth out of these?
It sure looks like it.
Yeah. These stitched flowers are just super fun. They're called Pierce Blooms dies. Love those.
So I wouldn't have thought that the green and the pink would have gone together, but they look really good.
So what Steve is saying, Linda, is you didn't pick, actually Stampin' Up! Picked these colors to go together, so you know for sure they go together. But
right. I just, the green isn't the color, especially the lighter green isn't one that I would normally think of. It's more of a sage green, but it goes really well with the bright pink.
It does. So, we did something really fun Sunday night. Do you want to tell them what we did?
So we went to the Iowa State Fair. And for those of you who don't live in Iowa, it is a nationwide tradition known all over the country because there was a musical written about it at one point. And it is really something. It's an eating fest, but lots of other traditions at the fair.
Okay, Steve, true confessions. What did you eat at the fair Sunday night?
Okay, this shows you how much of a nerd I am. I went online to find out if there was any halfway healthy food that you could get at the fair, because most of it is deep fried and on a stick.
Okay, so Steve is the first person in human history to look up when he's going to the fair what's healthy that's there.
It turns out that there were some things that they said are halfway healthy that were really good. I went to the turkey producers booth where they're selling turkey everything, and they had, it's called Not Your Mama's Taco, and it was spicy ground turkey in a taco shell that also had coleslaw and mango salsa on it. And that combination ended up being super, super good. I loved it.
And did we go to the fair just to eat?
A lot of people do, even though they won't admit it. Actually, we had a different goal at the fair. There was a free concert by a Christian band called We the Kingdom. They do a song called Holy Water that you may have heard. And they were a really fun band to watch. They had a lot of fun doing their performance, and they had the whole crowd singing with them, especially some call and response songs. And it ended up being a lot of fun.
It was super fun. And we saved, it was a free concert, so Ryan, our son who lives in town, and Steve and I went. And then we met 4 or 5 of Ryan's friends there, 4 I think. So we saved seats for them. So we took turns sitting, saving seats, and then going to do things.
Okay, to be clear.
Oh, wait.
One of us did most of the sitting and saving seats.
Who would that be, Steve?
That would be me.
Are you feeling sorry for yourself?
Well, I was at the time until they called me and said, is there any special food we can get you? And they brought me saltwater taffy, so I was happy.
Okay, so you told us to go, but really you didn't want us to go?
Well, then I started feeling sorry for myself that I was the one sitting there where you got to do all the fun things at the fair. So it's just hard.
So we should have had our son sit there.
No.
So Ryan and I went to the Varied Industries building because he wanted honey lemonade. The beekeepers are in the varied, the horticulture building, not the varied industries building. I'm a little confused. And so we went to get honey lemonade, but we found something. Do you want to go get it in the other room? It's on my desk. Oh, you can't attach. Never mind.
No,
we won't go get it.
If you remind me what it is, I'll go get it.
So it's a hummingbird feeder.
Oh, yeah, now I know.
And Ryan and I got the hard sell. It's made in Kansas, and it's everything except bear-proof, raccoon-proof, and child-proof. And they'll replace it. But the guy was a really good salesman. Ryan was like, they need to pay him more money because it was good. Here, can I show him? So it's polycarbonate, and the hummingbirds stick their beaks in. You fill it every other day. You throw it in the dishwasher once a week. You put water in here. Guess why? I bet you don't know why because you weren't there.
I don't know why.
Because the ants or anything else will drown. Sorry, ants. But so it goes together. Does it come apart?
Don't break it, honey.
Don't break it.
You're so happy with it.
And then the hook goes in there, and I don't know. I thought it was really cool, and so did Ryan. So do you think we're suckers, honey?
Well, you definitely bought the sales pitch.
We did.
But it would be really cool if we got hummingbirds. So
yeah. So don't tell my parents, but they love watching the hummingbirds, and I bought one for them too. So I need to run it over to their house. Ryan was like, "Are you going to wait for Christmas?" And I was like, "Well, there's no hummingbirds here at Christmas." So no, I'm going to give it to them as soon as I get it over there.
Sometimes you need to give folks stuff just for the heck of it.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so are you wondering where I got the pansies and the flowers? This pansy set has dies, and I was being kind of lazy, but they did all the work for me. So I cut out the big and little pansies just with this die out of the Designer Series paper, and then I cut out all the leaves with this die. And thank you, Marvelous Marceline, for letting me use your set.
By the way, Tony is a hummingbird fan. She has a hummingbird feeder right outside her kitchen.
Do you have a hummingbird feeder like this, Tony? Here's the flowers that I used to cut out of the dies. And then, Steve, do you want to finish this for me? Because I want to show him the peach one. I'm just going to just put a little glue on the end and stick the leaves out. And there's two light ones, so they look cute. Do you guys like the pansy one?
Oh, that's pressure. I've got to make it look cute.
Make it look cute, honey.
Okay.
Here.
You're giving it to me over here?
I'm giving it to you. Yeah, there's not room for you over here. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
But don't glue on my trimmer. We can't have embossing powder or glue on the trimmer, so you'll have to be careful. Okay, so then Marceline also let me use her peach set. Sweet as a peach, and I love this. So I decided to make another card because, we can never have enough. I actually need the trimmer. I'm going to show you how to cut the rest of the card, but I have all the pieces. I'm kicking him out. Okay, here I go.
Careful.
It's got a long arm. Okay. Here we go. So the cardstock for this card is 4 1/4 by 11. And where did I throw my template? You're going to score it. Put the long edge at 2 3/4. Is that on camera, honey? Put the cutting blade down. You don't want to cut it. You just want to score it at 2 3/4 and then go over to 5 1/2. So it's super easy. And that is all the scoring that you do for this. I'm going to keep my trimmer over here so that it stays safe. Are you offended? He's not listening to me.
I didn't know that I had imperiled you.
Did you know that you have to glue things and talk at the same time?
Okay, you're asking me to have a higher skill level and coordination level that I think I actually do. I'm sitting here. If people have seen me on camera, I'm very concentrating.
Are you nervous?
I get nervous when I stand up.
Is anyone watching?
Yeah, we got.
Does anybody have questions? Tell us where you're from. I think it's mainly our Wednesday morning crew, or Wednesday at noon crew, isn't it?
We have Jill Peterson on from Northeast Ohio.
Oh, hi, Jill. I don't think we've met you yet. But thanks for joining us. So we have been doing noon on Wednesday for over a year. Steve joined me during COVID. How many bottles of glue do you think I should open? Look at that. What do you guys think? So it stands up like this.
I kind of put one down on the bottom, didn't I?
You might have to take that one off. Here.
Plucking my leaves?
I'm plucking your leaves. I'm MacGyvering, honey. Ooh. I think it needs to go up here. So what needs to go down there? I think you need to cut another flower. I'll give you the die. That happens, right?
Now I gotta use the die.
Okay, it's okay, honey. Come here.
I just get myself all the time. It's like a falling action.
Or you know what you could do? We could have just turned the leaves sideways. Look, that one wasn't really attached yet. I'm going to save it. You don't have to do the dies.
Thank goodness.
Wait, the die is loose. Marceline is not happy. She's like, get my die inside the case.
Very nervous at this point.
We have lost a stamp and a die every now and then. I'm just going to make that one go up there. So there. That's pretty cute, don't you think? It's a big pansy bouquet. So can you admit you actually like making bouquets of flowers?
Well, I do like making real bouquets of flowers.
Yeah.
So what happens is I still go out to do most of the shopping, mostly because I'm bored. And she gives me...
So I did all the shopping before COVID. But I can stay in my house with my stamping supplies and my puppy dogs and my exercise equipment and my walk.
And she can be perfectly happy.
For weeks.
And so... Me,
and
not so
Steve
much.
Can't.
I've got to go do something. So she sends me to Trader Joe's. Well, the thing about Trader Joe's is they have such beautiful flowers, and they're fairly inexpensive, and all kinds of different ones, kind of mix and match. So you can get like 2 little bouquets for $5 a piece, and then kind of intertwine them. And so I have actually taken to trying to find some flowers that match, and for $10 we've got flowers that last for like 2 weeks. And
well, we also have flowers in the yard that you cut and bring in.
Well, that's true. And our autumn joy sedum is getting ready to do its thing. We're going to have so many bees out there.
Yeah.
They love that stuff.
We have honeybees and we have hummingbirds. And I planted flowers specifically for the bees. So, pretty excited about that. So, I'm doing the easy part of this card. I do have a question, Steve. You could do a poll.
Okay, I'll do a poll.
So, I don't know what sentiment to put on this peach card. And it's long and skinny. But we could, if you want to cut something, you could cut. We have a peachy day. We have
happy birthday is long.
To a sweet friend. Shouldn't it be sweet as a peach? What do you think? Hope your day is sweet as a peach. I wonder if that would fit. Oh, it would be tight. That might be stressful. Okay. So I did the 2 easy cardstock layers. So tomorrow we will be on at noon and we'll be making something different. Do we know what that is yet, Steve?
I have no idea. Ladies, please don't suggest that I be the one to make it. I need another week to recover.
Go get your card and show them if they didn't see what you made.
I'm not sure where it's at.
It's on the table in front of the window because I was photographing everything today. Okay, so see how easy this card is? Just put your layers where the layers go. And then this is the piece that you only glue the top because it's going to go like this.
Okay, so here is the card I made last week.
Can they see it?
Yes, they
Look
can.
in Steve's window.
So, and it's an
That's the
interesting
Stevie Wonder Fun
fold.
Fold.
It folds out, and it's got the stamp of the flower in there. And then it folds up, there's little flowers, and then the sentiment on the top is aloha, because we're making it for best friend who moved to Hawaii. And then the actual writing part, to write on the card, you flip it up like that, and then there's a square where you can write. So then folding it all back down again, it goes like that.
So do you guys like it? Give Steve a heart if you like his card. No, does that embarrass you?
It is a rudimentary beginner's card that I tried to make really fancy, which is kind of my MO. I get myself in over my head a lot on things by being overly ambitious.
You do like to...
I'm a gunner. I want to overperform.
He is. Did you overperform for our friend down the street today with her bushes?
I did.
It was super hot out, and
so we have
lots of widows in the neighborhood.
And this gal had all of these hedge in front of her house, and they're the yew bushes, and they just had shot way up in the air. All these spikes going up from the bush. And
she's told me before she hates it when her bush isn't trimmed nicely, but it's hard for her to do herself.
Well, and because the bush has gotten too tall for her. So I told her the other day on our walk when we saw her, could I please trim your bush? It wouldn't take me that long.
Can I interrupt you a minute? Does anyone wonder why I glued this? I glued it, and then I decided I wanted it popped up. So hopefully the glue on the back of this will dry. Do you ever do that? Like you're doing one thing?
I was wondering why we did both. And then I thought there was probably some sophisticated reason.
I messed up.
I was giving you the benefit of the doubt.
Oh.
But anyway, so I just took my big long trimmer down there and trimmed this gal's hedge today. And she was so happy. But I will admit, it was a lot more work than I thought it was going to be, and took longer, and it was hot.
Well, the puppies and I came and visited you.
You did. You gave me encouragement. That was helpful.
Yeah.
But boy, she was happy. She had tears in her eyes, which made it all worthwhile.
I missed that. I wasn't there when she was out. Okay, so this is Marceline Set again, Sweet as a Peach. And what I did is I stamped, the leaves are all one stamp. I stamped the peaches and cut it out with the dies. And then I ran several of the little flower dies through the stamp and cut it and emboss. And I put a glue dot on my paper here. And then I'm just going to pick up with the end of this, if you...
Whoa! We just threw away something.
I threw away the flowers and the big shot plate.
Pam Simmons just asked if we're always going to be on Tuesday nights now, and the answer is we're hoping to be. That's the plan.
Tuesday nights, if you guys will watch us. If no one's here, we won't. But we're going to be on Tuesday nights at 7 Central and Wednesdays at noon. We're going to do both, and we're going to show something different both times. So. And
by the way, Bev said 2 adhesives are always better than 1.
Bev, are you sticking up for me now too? Bev is so sweet. Speaking of Bev, look at this. You guys, is this not beautiful? You truly inspire me. This is the Sweet Symmetry paper, and this is the peach and the Night of Navy. And Bev sent me, I liked this. I always put white inside, and this was so cute when I opened it up.
I love that color combination.
I know. Didn't she do good?
The peach on the navy is really nice.
It is really, really pretty. I got some other cards this week, too. Wendy Morell. Look at this. I saw her at the concert at the fair. Yeah. Isn't that fun? Friendship isn't a big thing. It's a million little things. Super pretty. And then Donna is on the same team I'm on with Stampin' Up, and she bought a share. And look at the thanks. Isn't that cute? Oops. It opens up like this. It's another fun fold for us, honey.
I like it. So
thank you for all the beautiful cards. I love the cards. I have one more to show you. I might have shown you this before. Brooke, who's on my team, she makes 80-some cards every month. And they usually have scripture. This says take a quiet ride through August. And then it's got Psalm 37 up here, talking about slowing down and enjoying God's creation. But Brooke sends 80 people a card, and I'm blessed to be on Brooke's list. So thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, do you guys like the peach card? So this is popped up. I put the flowers on with glue dots. And if you're wondering what this is, it is the stitched rectangle. Can't remember if I told you or not, but it's the 4th from the smallest. Did we come up with a sentiment for the peach card yet?
Wait, I was supposed to be helping with that, wasn't I?
Yeah.
I got completely distracted, go figure.
Okay.
Like that never happens.
So we're going to pop this up because that's what the easel card leans against. So do you want to look and see if anyone talked about...
I don't know that we got any suggestions for sentiments.
Here, do you want to read them again?
Okay, so we have...
And actually, if you share and we draw it, you can choose between the peach card and the pansy card. I want to keep the other one because Linda made it for me.
Sentiment, happy birthday, thanks so much. Have a peachy day, sweet as a peach. Those are the bigger ones.
Well, they all fit on this piece of paper.
I'm sure that you can make them fit because you're amazing.
Maybe we should have you make them fit.
Okay. So, I don't know.
There we go. Do you guys like that?
Let's just pick one.
Pick one? No one's saying on there?
No, I think it's hard to visualize. Happy
Tony
birthday
said
and
happy
thank you.
birthday.
I think so too because they're longer. So,
Oh, what did Diana say? That's a big job for Brooke. You send 60 cards each month, Diana. Isn't Diana the one who won last week's card?
I think so, from North Carolina.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, so thanks so much. Is that the winner?
I think so.
Okay, I wanted it to say something peachy, but we'll go with it. And the colors on this card are Calypso Coral and Pale Papaya that I call peach. And I'm going to do this one in the Calypso Coral. I would also love to hear what do you want to see next week? Marceline did make this. This is a Hostess Bundt Cake box. And Chris from Pella said we should show how to make this box. Does anyone want to see this box next week? Oh, here's another card Linda Lace made for me. Isn't that pretty? I love that. That card, or those dies I've used a lot lately. It's the All Squared Away. I can show you this. The All Squared Away. You think it's nothing when you see the stamp set, but the dies are amazing. Totally love them. So thank you for that, Linda. And this card, now that I'm showing you things, this card is going out in the mail today. Do you like this one?
That's pretty.
This is the new Time Worn Type embossing folder. And the flowers are from, I had it here. Where did I put it? Here it is. These flowers are from the Garden Wishes dies. Right here, I doubled them up. Uh-oh. Hurt medicine time.
Sorry.
That's okay. And then I embossed this in white. And this paper is the shimmer paper, the in-color shimmer paper in the annual catalog. But it's super pretty. So I will quit showing you things there and do the thanks so much. He left me. He takes a heart pill every night and every morning. He has hereditary. Is that what you would call it, honey? Hereditary heart issues? And
it's just a heart rhythm issue.
Heart rhythm issue. So he's had surgery twice in the last couple years. Well, once during COVID and once right before COVID, right?
Yeah. So
And he's trying to avoid a pacemaker because his normal heart rate is 40, about 40.
Yeah, and then when I was on beta blockers, it went down. It's about 35 beats per minute. I was barely ticking. And that wasn't very fun. And that's why I had the ablations, so that I could hopefully not take the beta blockers. I am on a medicine now, but I managed to keep by. resting heart rate is about 50, which is about normal for me.
So he listens to my heart rate and he's like, your heart just beats
it just
constantly.
ticks right away. It's no fair that, 60 beats per minute, just no problem.
We all have something. I think I should have moved that further because we need pressure for it to stand. Okay, so if you shared, please tell me you shared it and tell me which card you want.
We had lots of
Number one is the pansy card. This says, a little hello from me to you. And Steve put the leaves on there. Good job, Steve. And then the peach card. I bet you guys haven't seen this paper very much because no one's using it. Because the pansies are on this side that you can cut out with the dies. So I haven't seen a lot of people use the other side. But it's super cute with the peaches, I think. I hope you like it. And that's thanks so much. And this is card number 2.
Yeah, I think that's pretty.
Which is your favorite?
Like the dots in the background.
Yeah. And then kind of the flowers with the rhinestone dots. So that is what I have for you today. I will put this on my blog in the next couple days, and also the template on how to do it. And really the only tricky part is don't put glue on the back side of this. Just put it on the top. So I'll be back tomorrow at noon, and Steve will be here, and we'll make something. But if you have a suggestion for me for tomorrow or next week, please let me know. And thanks for taking the time to watch. I really appreciate it.
Are we going to draw for the card giveaway?
Do we know who?
Yes. You just give me a number between 1.
How do you know who shared?
Because I can tell, and I'm going to come up with a random number. But you've got to get me started once again by giving me a number.
You know what you could do? We could include the people who watch it later on replay if they put replay and share it, and we could draw at noon tomorrow for tonight, and then we could draw next Tuesday night from Wednesday.
Okay.
Is that okay?
That sounds fun.
Is it going to be like last time where you draw the number on the dollar?
That's what I was going to do.
But it didn't work last time.
It will.
Okay.
We'll get it to work.
Okay. All these issues, but anyway.
We'll figure it out.
Thank you so much for watching, and we will draw tomorrow for tonight. And if you watch on the replay, put replay and share it, and we'll include you too. Everyone have a blessed evening, and please come back and see us tomorrow at noon. Bye, everybody.
Bye.